To our many dedicated viewers and listeners, welcome to another presentation of Voices. You're locked on to winnfm 98.9. That's on the FM dial. My name is Socrates, and for the next 2 hours, we'll be having a little social engagement. Want to say welcome once again to our dedicated viewers, those who made the contribution via text, by call, or by email. Welcome again. It's just past 3 minutes past the 10 o'clock hour. It's July 6th, and we're logged on to another presentation of Voices. In case you're not on St. Kitts or downtown Bastia and you're wondering what the atmospherics are like, it's a bit overcast. I was driving up from Sandy Point and it was, a little rainy, and I love that because I need of some rain. But there's a sort of tropical breeze blowing. We're actually on the 6th day of July. We're into the Atlantic hurricane season, the annual Atlantic hurricane season. So this is like quite normal for this time of year, but it's really appreciated. We do need some rain, but we take the blessings as they come. Not any particular topic today. We'll have a little chit chat about some things I've been observing I want to share with you. I did have, however, a sort of interview with one of the persons who were on the vessel that went down a few days ago in the Bastia Roadstead, I think the upper sider. And I had a sort of interview with a gentleman who was on the boat, and his take was very interesting. I won't share everything because we here cannot really substantiate that, but we'll pause. I think we had a call which we lost. Caller, thank you for trying to make the program, but you can try again. Yes, one of the observations I've observed over going back maybe 10, 15 years, and you can interrupt me when we have a call, is the way our young people were actually shaping up in society. What I've noted over the past couple of years is as a result of that, where in most of the executive positions, whether private sector or government, those offices are filled by our young women. I would say talented. And this is a result of what I observed some time ago, where the young men, okay, take us to the phone lines. Good day, caller. You live on Voices.
Greetings, the King.
Good morning, sir. Welcome on Voice. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you taking my call. Now, permit me, with your permission, I just want to briefly touch on something that I just mentioned recently on Island T. I said to Cortensia, we were talking about xenophobia in South Africa. I don't want to stay away from your topics, but just allow me quickly. And my responder came back and he made some comments. Now, to say, I said, the King, that the Afrikaners engineered xenophobia in South Africa.
You mean currently, that issue?
Yes, the King. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of us as Africans, we don't ask hard questions. Now, the continent was invaded by Europeans. Let us put that on the table. The continent was invaded. Now, to be specific, in the area of South Africa, we have to know how these Europeans acquired land in South Africa, the King. For Gregory to say he have not seen no South African tracing the Africans and from the land, but they killed our people in South Africa. I mean, anyway.
I do believe that Jeffrey knows better. He's just being selective. Maybe he's trying to get under your skin. He has to know better.
I mean, okay, no, today we are seeing what is happening in South Africa, but let us bring it down to home here in St. Kitts and Nevis in the Caribbean. You remember the time some years back when we were losing our young men to gun violence?
Correct.
25 in a year, 26, 27 in a year.
30 something.
Right. Now, did we ask the question, what is making our people here in St. Kitts and Nevis gun down each other, pull the trigger, and to shed blood? Now, we're talking about how we became like this. How South Africans are now fighting their own people in South Africa when the very same people who have structured this xenophobia are just there looking on like, okay, man, let them kill themselves. Let them do all of that.
So are you saying that it's
They're not going
orchestrated?
against them.
Are you saying that it's orchestrated for a purpose?
Of course, the king. There's a new scramble for Africa, and there has to be chaos and distraction.
Same playbook, destabilization?
But Journey,
And that is what I'm saying. The enemy is so subtle, but we are not paying attention.
you see, at what point do we take responsibility for our own actions? I hear you and I agree with all that you've said, but I hate when we try to cop out. Yes, let's look at St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean. Yes, we were colonialized and blah, blah, blah. Today, we are segregated among each other. Some Antiguans don't like Kittitians, some Kittitians don't like Nevisian, some Nevisian don't like Kittitian, some Kittitian. So are we going to blame colonialism for that? It might have started that way, it might have been the roots, but at what point do we look at each other and say, look, we're brothers and sisters, and whatever they did then should not be working now. If it's working now, after all this time, it means that we are to blame too.
That is true, Quint. I agree with that. Now, we have, let us take, for instance, the Minister of Education. You think the Minister of Education is versed into these parts of our history?
I don't think so.
Knowing that the curriculum that was given to us, we are still going along with it. So we have work to do. I mean, the few of us that are airing our concern and our way of knowing, Quint, we are on the air. But who is going to the minister? The minister has time to meet with us to say, listen, we need to implement this in the school.
But I don't think...
They probably are afraid now, just a moment, they probably are, the ministers might be afraid now because we are diverse. Imagine, you go to the convent school and say, we need to teach black history to the students there now. Now look at who goes to convent. Now you see what that's going to create within that space.
But I don't think...
Convent have Chinese, convent have Americans, convent have all kind of people now goes to convent.
I don't think that...
Convent.
Jenny, I don't think our leaders, not only the Minister of Education, I don't think our leaders in the Caribbean and a majority in Africa are aware of the relevance of history of then and now. And to put it further, I don't think they even care. Right now, because of what is happening, and a lot of people are turning away from Israel because of their violence around the world, in the United States of America, they're trying to put back religion in the school. Why do you think they're doing that? They're doing that because they know once religion goes in and this thing about Jews and blah, 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 and so forth,
Right.
you're going to have, people are going to lean towards that. Now, to speak to the convent, I was walking up that road on the east of the convent school one morning, and I heard some people take part. Socrates? Socrates? Wait. Because I interject?
Yeah,
Sorry about
his
that,
voice
then.
with Socrates, not with Quincy.
Okay, sorry.
You had that,
My
you just
apologies.
cutting in
Accept
and
my
taking over the
apologies.
program.
Accept my apologies, and this won't happen again. Okay? That's all you need to do when you come here, you know? You're there?
Yes, I'm
Sorry
here.
about that. We're going to take a break, and we... And Be back at you.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Campari, Red Passion, embrace the mix.
Campari Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari Red Passion, embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
So we're back with the program. It's just about 15 minutes past. And I didn't say good morning to my good friend Misha down there in Tortola, who let me know, actually Virgin Gorda, that she'll be logging on. There's, of course, who was maybe up in New York and the fan base around the globe, Brenda O'Neill. She was in for the Mango Fest, and the all friends of the Federation, my tropical island paradise. And we go to the phone lines. Go, they call her your live on voices.
Socrates.
Sir.
Good day to you, Quint. Good day to you. Good day to all your listeners.
When I came in a while ago, I heard you giving one of the broadcasters a hard time. Are you okay?
I'm good. In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Great in Jesus' name.
Okay.
Yes. Thank God for his grace on me.
The mic is yours.
Like I just said, greetings once more in the name of Jesus Christ, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell, by the gospel only, through faith only, in Jesus only, according to the Bible only.
So
also,
what do you have for us today?
Public and get out the British Commonwealth.
What do you have for us today?
Yes, Socrates. Hello?
What do you have for us today?
Yes. Let me say quickly certain points. First of all, last time Agard was on the program, I said certain things, which I still stand by because they're biblical. But it seemed to me the impression was gotten that I said we shouldn't go to medical doctors. It seemed that the impression that some people got based upon what I said, that we shouldn't go to medical doctors. I never said that. I never meant to imply that. If I said anything that implied that, sorry about that, but I'm saying what I mean, because
that's appreciated.
Medical doctors. Hello?
That's appreciated. You're calling back to apologize to
medical doctors are needed. As a matter of fact, Luke, who was a prominent Christian in the Bible, was a medical doctor himself, the physician Luke. So yeah, but what I was saying is that the psychiatrists and those are a waste of time. They don't call them shrinks for nothing. I think they are far more dangerous and deadly than whatever little good they may serve.
On what grounds? I'm going to challenge you on that, but on what grounds? Let's hear you first.
What grounds?
Yes.
Yeah, because when it comes to the mind, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says in Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 9 and 10, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, search the heart and test the mind, to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. That's the English Standard Version. No, the Bible tells you, when it comes to the heart of man is evil, desperately evil and wicked, and only the Lord can know it, not man.
Okay, we get that already. Let me ask you a question. Let me cut you across, right? Have you ever tried to console someone in the moment of bereavement?
Yeah.
What do you call that?
What I call that?
Yes.
I call them giving them biblical counsel.
That's a form of counseling that some people are trained to give. The persons who suffer with certain mental ailments is a whole body, mind, and soul thing. And they see signs in persons who are traumatized, and they try to counsel them. Holistically, is the body, mind, and soul. So you can't say you accept the doctors who prescribe prescriptions and go to medical whatever. There is a mind that also needs healing.
And
so
yes,
I won't say they're quacks and shrinks. They have the role to play. And in certain societies, it's part of the whole development of the person.
Yes, and the Bible let you know only one source can give the mind the peace, the perfect peace it needs, and that's the Bible.
That one source inspires others.
But the psychiatrists do not take their teachings from the Bible. They
How
take their
do
teachings
you
from
know?
what?
You're generalizing. How do you know?
Because the counsel goes against the Bible.
The counsel, you
the
just
counsel
admitted.
Goes against the Bible.
You just said when you're trying to counsel someone in the hour of bereavement, and use the word counsel specifically, you said you're giving them biblical listening, but it's counseling is helping them to heal the mind. Some people get seriously traumatized. I am not saying all is right, but you did say you did say all, which means that you accept some. So don't paint it with a white brush that is this and that. Don't do that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Socrates, counsel that goes contrary to the Bible, which is what these psychiatrists and so give, because they deny sin, they deny the evilness.
You're generalizing again. You're generalizing again. You just said not all are evil, so to speak. But now you're generalizing
which
again.
Which one of them don't do that?
I never been in a coach.
The so-called Christian ones them do that.
All right, go ahead.
You know?
Go ahead.
Yeah. This psychiatry thing, they're based upon Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud, Maslow, and you name them. And these were people who were contrary to the Bible.
We'll have to continue after. We actually overdue for station break, so my apologies to the listeners. Right? Okay. Quincy, go ahead. So go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, these are these anti-biblical men are the foundation of what you call psychiatry, psychology, and that sort of stuff. And they do more harm than danger, because the Bible tells you the only source that can give you the perfect peace that the mind needs, sleep and whatever else the mind needs, when it comes to issues of the mind, is the Bible.
Okay.
Anything else contrary disrupts the mind. And you got to remember also, the people who are giving you these advice who are not Christian, their minds are evil and wicked. So you're getting counsel from minds that are evil and wicked according to the Bible. That's not good.
That's the platform you're coming from.
Yes, the Bible platform. But the Bible platform. Let me also say something quickly as well. This South African thing, I do not know Johnny said that. I said because I couldn't make that up. But from whatever I think he said, I don't believe what he said. Why he said that? I said, no, because I know what I said is that the South Africans, if you're going to say that the white people is so engineering them to behave in this evil and wicked way, I said that even makes me more ashamed of them, because we are responsible for our own actions.
We now live in an enlightened age.
So when you're behaving like beasts and animals, don't come tell me why people engineered you to be so, because you're telling me so I'm even more ashamed of you.
We're almost on the same page, but we do have to recognize our sponsors. Thank you very much. We do have to recognize the sponsors. We'll be back with the program after this station break.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
Okay, we do appreciate our dedicated callers with the opinions, and we engage, and of course we have a very wide listener and viewership, and personally have the various opinions about it. So let's see what this caller has to say. Good day, caller, you're live on Voices.
Now, the king.
Sir.
It was greed. It was greed that caused the Europeans to invade the continent. From the Church of England to the Vatican, from the Palace of England. It was greed that caused them to invade the continent. Now, Journey saying that the Afrikaners engineered xenophobia in South Africa in this present moment.
I won't accept that.
No,
but go ahead.
Sorry?
I won't accept that, but go ahead.
No, the thing is, the king. You see, the currency that most African countries are using is, sometimes I am baffled in the 21st century that they're still using things like pence and those kind of currency. The naira in Nigeria, the francophone in the 14 francophone countries. But you see now, the US dollar, when you look at the system that is in South Africa with these very same Afrikaners. Now, let us look at agriculture, for instance. When they produce the farming in South Africa and they export their produce to the UK and to other parts of Europe, the currency that they're getting for their produce, the African farmers don't have that luxury. So, knowing that there's a new scramble for Africa today, they will dangle some ideas with these South Africans, the black South Africans, by planting an idea in their head for them to create the chaos that we are now experiencing in South Africa with Africans going against Africans. You see, the dangling of whatever they use. No, I am saying it could be.
You're actually guessing, right?
Finance.
You're actually guessing, right? You have nothing factual to base it on. You're actually guessing, right?
In a way, but you see, Sakoti,
yes,
there is proof that the Afrikaners them engineered this present xenophobia in South Africa.
So now you're saying there's proof.
Sorry?
Now you say that there is proof?
Yes. Yes. Now, I came across that. I didn't save the site that I got it from, but it's one of the platforms that I follow. But what I'm saying is this, Quinn. Socrates.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it goes back to, now, the continent. Migration has been from the inception of man on Earth. But let us go back to when Africa was African. Before colonization, before the invasion. And when you look at how these South Africans now, white Afrikaners, how they acquired land to develop a system where they are now benefiting. The king, I mentioned it before, Dr. Arikana Chimbori enlightened the whole world as to how they acquired the land in South Africa. They get up one morning and when they get there, they rode on a horse from east to west. And when the horse burned, they stayed overnight until the horse revived. And they went again, taking land east, west, north, and south. That's how they acquired land. But the point I'm making is that if the Africans in South Africa today knew their history, and that is why Journey is saying, for lack of knowledge of self, here we are today, xenophobia, and we are killing ourselves. Now, when Gregory said that he don't see any South African chasing them off their land, let us look at how they come to acquire the land. How can you come into my space and take land the way they took it? And this is what I'm talking about, because it is in my backyard. It is in our backyard where our own people are, through greed, would take something that don't belong to them. This is a disease. And those people are at their lowest, the king. They're at their lowest and think they're living their lives. But we have to find a way to mend this, because this, I don't know if it's safe to say it's a curse. But we can rid ourselves of it, the king.
Okay.
We can rid ourselves of it. Now,
let's talk solution.
Their own space.
Let's talk solution. We've identified an ongoing problem. In terms of solution, what do you have in mind?
The solution to this is that we have to look within. And we cannot look within without becoming knowledgeable of who we are.
Do you have any programs supporting that?
Well, my
you
program is
identify.
what I'm doing now on the air.
Okay. We do reach a wide audience, but sometimes people tune out on the things that don't directly affect them, as they see it.
Sorry, Socrates, let us look at, I've said this 2 weeks ago, right? When you look at the Bible, when you look from Genesis to Revelation, what it's all about, the king, it's a book of war. It's a book of war over the possession of land. But when you look at our reality now, our reality as a people, from the resources of the continent, to God telling Saul and King David and them, go down and kill these people and take their this and take their spoil. Is this God the God of creation? Or is it the writers, the colonizers, put it there to justify just what they have done to us? Now that's the angle in which I am seeing the Bible.
We talk about Lamentations. All right, thank you for your contribution. We do appreciate your point of view. I want to share with our viewers and listeners. We do appreciate that. But it's something like lamentation to me, because this has been an ongoing saga for centuries. Before the Europeans invaded Africa, we were not a united country. We had our issues. We were not a perfect, shining example of brotherhood and sisterhood. We had our divisions. It's a vast country. You have 52 countries, vast continent, right? With so many different tribes, etc. We didn't have tribal wars, 54, thanks for the correction. You had tribal wars, you had different customs and practices across the spectrum. So there was no one continent existing in unity. We were very, very fractionalized, so it was easy for outside influence to come in there and pit one against the other. If we have seen that replicated today, there has to be causations. And we take it to the phone lines. Go to caller, you're live on Voices.
Yes, Prophet Socrates.
Yes, great.
Sorry, but I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. No, I understand what Johnny said that I said. I do understand it now. Now that I hear it a second time around. And I said earlier today on the program that I ain't seen the black South Africans them going after the white people.
Okay.
Who I see them going after is other black Africans.
Point taken.
Other black Africans. Hello?
Point taken.
Yeah. Chasing them, killing them, that sort of stuff. So, yes, now I understand what Johnny said. And I still stand by what I said.
Okay.
Lastly, the Bible is about ultimately Jesus Christ and the Trinity, and Jesus Christ coming to seek and to save that which was lost from their sins and from hell. And that these confusions in the world that you see are the result of Adam eating the forbidden food and man living in sin as a result. That results in all of these confusions. Even the sins that man are living in are confusions that their own self. But the ultimate of the Bible is about Jesus Christ, and he coming to seek and to save sinners from their sins and from hell, to be with him for all eternity, for those who biblically repent.
At least there is agreement with you, between you and Johnny, on one aspect of that xenophobia. There is some element of agreement. So.
Well, it sounds so, at least superficially, it sounds so, but...
Wait. As in the word, super Christianly, is that what you just said?
At least it seems superficially that
superficially
might be agreeing on xenophobia.
My apologies, I thought I said super Christianly, because that would be no one from
No, superficially.
All right.
Yes. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. We do have to, once again, the time is there, to give Caesar his due. We want to be behind with that, so we'll take a next station break and give credit to our sponsors.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Welcome back, folks. Until I'm interrupted by a caller, let me get into this point I was trying to make earlier. Now, our Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew was at the JNF Hospital last week when we had the issue with the boat sinking in the Bastille Stead. And of course, he's a medical doctor. There was a concern. He was up there and speaking about giving credit to the Coast Guards and the other persons who had the quick response, etc. Making sure the folks were physically okay. One of the points that Gregory raised this morning was about the doctors, the medical doctors, etc. But in speaking to one of the persons who was on that vessel, he observed what happened. You have a caller. Can you come back quickly and pause the call and listen? Go to caller live on Voices.
Hi, good morning, the King.
Good morning, Africa. How are you?
I'm giving thanks for life. And yourself?
Counting my blessings.
Okay. I have permission to speak, sir?
Most certainly.
Okay, first things first. I noticed a few weeks ago some plans was being put in place, rolled out for the construction of a new berthing terminal down at Port Zante.
It's not new. It's the first.
Huh?
It's not new. It's the first one.
Okay, the first one. Yeah. Okay, we didn't have this little arrival thing, but this is the first. Yeah.
First one.
Which is needed. Yes. We can all agree that it's needed, as we accommodate and we accommodate so many passengers gracing our shores. Why not? Yes, it's needed.
That's
As
correct.
a result of it, there's going to be some logistical challenges. I am asking the question, you being, if I can call it so, an insider.
Oh, boy.
A representative, so to speak, of one of the bodies of the vast body of the tourism taxi fraternity.
You go ahead.
Has it been passed? Is there any plans to make an announcement? Are we to just speculate as to what would be the plans to accommodate the volume of passenger vehicular traffic down at the port with the restricted
the
area?
minute details about volume was not passed on to us. We met about 2 weeks ago in a stakeholders meeting with the minister and other functionaries to enlighten the stakeholders, primarily those in the transportation industry, taxi drivers, tour guides, etc., about the importance and the changes that will take place at Port Sante operationally. So we have been informed, etc., that they would clear area where they would build that facility, and the purpose of it is actually increasing our footprint in the tourism industry in the Caribbean. It's a major, major step forward for us. And while it may cause some inconvenience between our current parking area and where we'll be asked to park, it's all about growth. So the minister herself met with us over at the golf club about 2 weeks plus ago to inform us about the pending construction, where the taxi drivers will be relocated, when it's all fleshed out, operationally, how we will flow. So I'm thinking that you wasn't at that meeting. I don't recall seeing you there. But I'm happy to share with the general public.
We're gone past, in my mind, we're gone past of what have even been discussed in that meeting.
Okay.
We're all for all what is happening. I am saying about the logistics at this present moment in having said something towards whatever restriction there might be, because it's going to be a logistical nightmare in trying to accommodate the volume of passing.
I won't say
with the restricted space now.
I will not describe it as a logistical nightmare.
Being used for a particular purpose, and we're all for that. I am talking about what is in place to accommodate the volume of operators, not only taxi, the other space that normally used for private persons parking, all of that is where I'm at. I'm at.
Well, I've had no update operationally as to how it will be fleshed out, but I won't say it's going to be a logistical nightmare. I think we have the ability to sit, plan, reconfigure, and make it workable. So I'm here to say workable.
Yeah, I agree. But let us hear about the plan so that we can, get ideas as to how to, when to do and what not to do and so forth. Because everybody's going to approach down there just as is, wanting a space.
Maybe. I don't think so, because that will be inviting chaos. And we are adult enough to recognize our volume of drivers, how we will be able to pack down there. So I don't think it will lead to our head for chaos when we can put better management mechanism in place.
Okay. It's one thing saying that and not presenting an idea.
But I don't have the inside scoop. I don't have any inside scoop. I'm saying commonsensically.
No. From me as an operator, I have an idea which I wish to put out there now. Sometimes you say, well, okay, people talk, but where is the idea to give an input so that things can go suave, smooth?
You started by saying that I'm on the inside. I am not. So since you have more info than me, share it with the general public.
No, that I'm going to share it, yes. Okay, how about they send a communique by saying, okay, we are in the off-season, a few ships. We are expecting one Wednesday and as well as Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The rotation, there are a number of persons who will get a job and who may not get a job. But everybody's in the rotation. But let's say, have a cutoff as to the amount of rotation persons that would come to the port on that particular day.
Like the first 25 we had before?
For instance, how we used to do the 25 or the 30. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And hoping that we get close enough to that 25 or 30.
Okay.
Exhaust that 25 or 30.
That's common sense. We can take an approach.
Make it be known to us so that we will make our preparations to say, well, I'm such and such number in the rotation, I should go today.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, I am way down at 300 and something, I should not go today.
You're going with guesswork.
Or I should give option to allow someone who is closer to the number to go today and occupy that space.
So, are you saying that we should recommend that once again?
It should, some sort of announcement should be done so that we could be on our best behavior and behave accordingly. Because otherwise, everybody's going to come there, want a parking space, which is not going to be.
You have a valid point.
It's not going to be.
So, in the listening,
a lot of the parking spaces has been taken up for a worthy cause. We agree. We get that. But all of those parking spaces that was available, they're not available anymore. But the volume of person might want to come there at the same time. So how about putting that place in there, as well as the free line, because there's a number system in the free line as well. Let's say 50 free line or 60, because the free line move faster. Persons who will come there. And then we'll be reasonable. We are sensible, reasonable people.
So,
accordingly.
Would you like me to tell them that Africa recommended?
Well, listen, it's not the first time. Whether they take it on board or not, I will always speak. I know I have a voice.
Much appreciated.
I found my voice quite a while ago, the King.
Much appreciated.
On another note, though, on another note, you can attest to when I found my voice. Are you the one on a Friday who said it, and I made changes? So I'm humble. I am a humble servant. On another note, if you will permit me, the King.
Certainly, yes. Go ahead. We have a little time before next session break.
Yes. Okay. So I heard a conversation on earlier, and Island Tea, and it pertains to the xenophobia that is happening in South Africa at the moment. One of the hosts, or the host, said, you see why, I am not like, an African, or, because of the, the disunity and everything. And I think
one of the hosts
kind of was a broad brushing the whole thing, that there are going to be challenges in the African space, not only on the continent, they are going to be challenging in the whole African diaspora as well, because we can bring it right home here when our Prime Minister exempted the Haitians from coming here. Now, even though the xenophobia in South Africa might gotten to a certain level, which is extreme, but with the Prime Minister exempting our Haitian brothers from coming here, it has its own extremity within the Caribbean, within the diaspora, that we don't get it right. We have not gotten it right, not even in the diaspora. And we should not want it to happen in Africa, because somebody has to be a model. Now, if you listen to Mia Motley, recent, she have a clip out, and you should take the time and listen it. And then we could have a broader conversation. We are bound together by
that quite
by
so.
divine
But the people of
will.
Barbados is against it. She may have projected that as a policy she wants to undertake, but the people, the man in the street in Barbados, has rejected and come out strongly against it.
Well, I did not go into much of what she said, but the camaraderie, the togetherness of the Africa and its diaspora, it's a great concept. It's the thing to do. But how to go about it and how to bring it about, it's another challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love your contribution. We don't have to give Caesar his due.
Thanks for listening.
We'll be right back. Okay?
Found the sound 98.9.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
Campari. Red Passion. Embrace the mix.
Campari Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari Red Passion. Embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Welcome back to today's presentation of Voices. And Chris Collins writes, Africa always brings substance to the program. Had the chance to remind him who I was on my recent trip. We have known each other for years, live close by. So, Africa, Chris Collins is letting the world know that you have common sense and you make a contribution, which you do, to the program. I called Chris, Ambassador Chris. Right? Okay, let's take the call to the phone lines and get back to Chris. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Socrates, I'm sorry to call back in again, but I want to say something very quickly, since I called him more than once. Now, I think it was last week, sometime last week, I was looking at some videos on YouTube by some African content makers. Now, one of the incidents I saw was some South Africans cornered a white woman. Okay?
In South Africa?
And yes, in South Africa, the protesters, they cornered a white woman. So the person who appears to be the leader, because he the one who stand up most and was communicating with her, he looked to me like on behalf of the other protesters. That's how he looked. He asked, he communicated with her, start talk with her, like who she be and so. And she just simply told him, what country she from? Some one of them European countries. I think it's either Portugal or Italy or some one of them. And how long she has been in South Africa. That was she told them. And the man who appeared to be the leader of the protesters, at least appeared so to me, he said to her, okay, you're one of us. And the protesters agreed with him, and they left her alone.
Some monkey know what lip they jump on.
Okay, listen here again. Another incident again I was looking at. The corner then, well, I'm not saying the same protesters, but protesters again, cornered a Nigerian man by his business. And he told them who he is, how long he has been in South Africa.
In business.
This is the business he owned, because he was by business. This is the business he owned. How many South Africans I am employing.
Yeah.
And so on and so on. And if I leave, they're going to be out of employment and that sort of stuff. They say, we don't care. You got to leave by this evening. You got to lock up and leave by this evening. We will take care of whatever else. We don't care. We want you out of here by this evening. The man said, well, who can run the business? I don't care. We will deal with that. You got to leave. You see the contract difference? You see what
I understand.
No, if you are telling me in this day and age today, the white man, they be hearing so because the white man engineered them to be so in today's world. I'm even more ashamed of them.
Point taken.
Even more ashamed of them.
Point taken.
And let me say lastly, quickly again, if you die without Jesus Christ, without biblical repenting, you're gonna end up in hell for all eternity. Thank you very much, Socrates. Thank you.
Appreciate you for your contribution. Now, there's something I'm going to raise with you, Gregory, but no, because you're going to stand your ground. The folks who had this episode with the boat that sank, I was saying that the PM was at the hospital, and of course he's a medical doctor. But based on the interview I had with the gentleman, he said none of them has received any counseling. Nobody came to discuss with them anything. None of them who had that traumatic experience has been met by anyone to discuss how you're feeling, this, that. And you raise the topic about these psychologists and the devilish and one has to take time, like a step back. The gentleman told me up to now, nobody has come to him to inquire how he feel, how the incident has affected him, and he's speaking, based on what he said, about everybody else. But the PM, of course, he's a medical doctor. He was present at JNF, speaking to the survivors, those who were taken there, giving thanks to the rescuers, etc. But up to that point in time, which was about 4 days ago, nobody has gone to speak to any of the survivors. Right? And we take it back to the phone lines. Go to caller. You're live on Voices.
Good morning, the King.
Good morning. Welcome to the
program. I'm hearing that Quint is in the studio with you this morning.
He's the internet. He's here all the time.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that he's hearing me.
Okay.
I came across this young man by chance tuning in the radio station, and I tried to listen to him as often as I can and try to connect with him as often as I can, but I cannot connect with him as often as I can.
As you would like to.
Monday, try Wednesday. But I am so impressed and motivated by Quint. We do not agree on everything when it comes spiritually. But one thing I do, I respect his point of view. And I agree significantly with lots of what he has to say, even his religious views, and they are different to mine. One of the things that impresses me about him is that he is not afraid to share his personal life story. And I find that too many of us try to hide, and we do not motivate others to let them know, hey,
this is life.
Failure is not final. This is part of life. We have made mistakes in our life, and encourage others to go on in their life and to make correction. I am so impressed with him with that. I am also impressed with him the way that he tried to instill in us a sense of black pride and national pride. And that we must look out for ourselves, and we must look into our history and learn from the mistakes of history, and also learn from the good things that took place in our history as a black people. I find that we are so caught up with the European history that we believe that we are inferior to the Europeans, and so we have to do everything to look like them and to sound like them and to behave like them.
Here's a second. Hold a second, sir. We got about a minute before the news class, right? Speak to him directly. Yes. He's listening to you.
Yes, my friend Quint.
He's listening. Go ahead.
I am so sorry that I'm so happy that you're here and you're hearing me. And I'm just saying, listen, I just want to thank you for what you're doing, for the way that you would have given your life story, for the way that you try to teach us to value and to appreciate our black history, and to try to maintain our blackness and our black identity, look out for each other. Your religious views, while they are different to me, I respect your views highly, and there are certain things that I agree with you with, but we're talking another time. But I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you for what you're doing, and you have inspired me as a black man and as natives of St. Kitts and Nevis to go on, and as an individual who have had my own struggles, to not allow those struggles to keep me back, but to use my struggle to encourage others. Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. But I'm going to say Socrates is one of the persons I look up to when I was young coming up, because he's older than me, right?
Go ahead.
And I say that with respect.
No. I'm happy to hear that.
but this, I've told you this before.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. So I respect him, and I'm the one who pushed for him to be on radio, and I'm very proud that he's on radio. Okay. To the caller, thank you. Thank you. I am humbled. And Socrates, do we take a commercial break?
After I got my just a quick thing, because you've not only been an inspiration to that gentleman who's happy to share it.
Yeah.
I know there are countless others who feel that way, and given a chance, they'll tell you in person on radio. So now I have my chance to say that too. The respect goes both ways. We take the commercial break.
Yeah.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Campari. Red Passion. Embrace the mix.
Campari Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari Red Passion. Embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Every once in a while, it's human to appreciate your flowers while you're living. And it's what makes us and brings out the humanity in us. We take it back to the phone lines. Go there, caller, you're live on Voices.
Yes, good morning, Socrates, man. How you doing today, man?
Well, lovely hearing your voice on Monday morning. I'm okay. Yourself?
Yes. Yeah, pretty good, man. It's not the top of the hour for news yet, right?
No, that's... It's just past 11 o'clock, so at midday we have the newscast, so we're good.
I thought I might have heard you said that.
Yeah, my mistake, because you see, back in the day, it used to be from 11 to 1. Something after the first hour is the news break. But you know what I mean? I'm slow. I'll catch up. Don't worry about it.
Nah, man, you see, when you listen carefully, you hear certain things, but we're not perfect people, man.
That is what you're here for, to remind us that we make mistakes, so you're important. Go ahead.
Look, yeah, what's going on in South Africa? We may not know all of it, but we can talk maybe according to what we see. And
discussion helps.
All I could say, man. Come again?
Discussions help.
Yes, great. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. All I can say, what I see right now, man, is that we don't have the big word beginning with a U. We don't have the unity.
Unity?
We do not have the unity.
When did we ever have it?
or if we will ever get it at all.
There's a question.
It doesn't seem like we're going to get it. It doesn't seem like we're going to ever get it, man.
When our backs are pushed against a wall, then we see the need for unification. Other than that is I'm doing me, you're doing you, and nobody really cares.
Rascalandri underground right there, he has that theory.
So,
South Africa, the whole of Africa, the continent, we are home, no matter which country we're in. We're in our home continent. And blacks fighting against blacks everywhere, bro. Not stopping, man. We need that unity over there and elsewhere. And we don't care. We don't have the love for each other. We don't care. We don't care. I'm going to say it again, man. We do not care anymore. And we don't have the love for each other. We want to love each other and love us back and forth. When you see a man sitting in that coffin, that's when you're trying to come and give this man some love. That stuff is not good. We've seen it in our own families. The first person that you can change, man, I listen to the Al Sharpton show every Sunday. And Michael Jackson got a song. You look at that man in the mirror. You start with your own self. When you make that correction with yourself,
it's a good philosophy.
You're able to penetrate your family. You're able to make a better family, a better community, a better island, a better country, a better region, a better world, man. There's too much evil in this world, bro. You know, we are trying to make all of the bad things good. We're trying to normalize all of the bad things. You know, it just seems like bad is prevailing over good. It's not supposed to be like that. And me, the way how I was raised, I'm talking about my personal self, man.
Mm-hmm.
I will not condone wrong, bro. You'll never see me do that. Man, Socrates, if you see me doing that, man, you give me a scuff over my head, bro. There's no way anybody gonna condone wrong over good. And I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in, what I was taught, how I was raised, my character, man.
Well,
Yeah.
when I was in Ghana, the people I came into contact with never missed an opportunity to tell me that they're the most peaceful and welcoming. It's like a sense of pride to say that. Anywhere you go, they'll, hey, welcome, we're the most peaceful. I'm trying to contrast that with what's happening in South Africa, because even Ghanaians are being run out. I'm trying to figure what is that, but there's only so much brain or grammar you can put to these issues because they seem to be global. But that is a slap in the face to any Afrocentric black person. It bothers me.
Yeah, the fellowship. Yeah, it bothers me too. The
to see
fellowship
that.
thing Ghana is pretty. The fellowship thing Ghana is pretty good, man. It's
Okay,
overwhelming.
but
Very good, man.
Quincy, let me take this caller, but don't hang up, okay?
Yeah, okay. Cool,
Good day, caller, you live on Voices.
Yes, Burl, the king, I'm back.
Yes, Africa, you can talk to Burl also. Go ahead.
Okay, before I proceed, I just want to say, Chris.
Quince.
Yeah. I saw you.
Oh, Chris, yes.
No one said small Chris. you was very little when, I had to look at Chris. I had to look at you a second time and say, yeah, it dawned on me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we grew up on the fish down on the, fishing down on the Newtown beaches.
His father.
So, we're here now. We're here and we're representing. Thanks to you. Chris, I'm humble with it. I know my assignment. And like Burl said, no. It's nothing can deter me. And it's nothing can deter many, many, many others of us who have come to the dawn of what has happened. It needs to get rid of, but it's always going to be a challenge. These people, they're going to be relentless, and for us to really get it right, it takes the resilience of us who are aware, because there are so many. The king, as we speak, I already saw some seeds, and I smile. I already saw some seeds. And those elders who sowed the seeds that brought me, likewise is reciprocated. It's reciprocal. I am sowing the seeds now that are going to bring many others. And it's going to continue. So, there are challenges, but those challenges, no, we have seen the light. We have reached to the mountaintop, like Martin Luther King said, and we have seen the light. It can only make us get stronger in the struggle. But I want to say the Prime Minister, I want to say kudos to the Prime Minister. He has been assigned to the affairs of Rastafarian within CARICOM. And I said, it is befitting of him because he grew up as a Rastafarian with a Rastafarian mother. He has the Rastafarian philosophy.
She was also Calypsonian, She sang in the Legend Stench.
Right. So I want to say that. But at the same time, also, it's not Rastafarian affairs is wide, is deep. Rastafarian has connected to the earth. I have seen barefooted Rastafarian. I can see Ras-Aya walking barefooted, connecting to the earth. And don't tell me, Mr. Prime Minister, you are being given the auspices of Rastafarian affairs and would not know that the land is where the Rastafarian stands on. And those lands should not be pulled from the feet, beneath the feet of the Rastafarians, like how you pull a rug from beneath somebody's feet.
That's the topic you're on, and we're not sure you're talking about. But you seem to be speaking something specific.
The ultimate, I am talking about the Premier of Nevis has turned over what the Premier has done on his end, turned over to the federal government, whether it is a formality for the Prime Minister to sign off on, or whether it is the green light, the final say, putting pen to paper and let the ink dry.
Well, Burl don't want any part of that.
Huh?
Burl do not want any part of that. So if you're more specific, we can have the discussion.
Yeah, I can bring
what
it
I am saying, I am talking about the Prime Minister's getting the responsibility in CARICOM for Rastafarians. On that premise, the Rastafarians and the land is one. They are like Siamese twins. Okay? And there are unborn Rastafarians on Nevis and St. Kitts that's supposed to be inheritors of these lands. And were the Prime Minister to sign off, having that new responsibility of Rastafarian affairs and the Siamese, the connection with Siamese twins, is like having to sign off on whatever the Premier wants would be counterproductive towards the Rastafarian affairs.
Africa, let Burl come in on this frame, please. Burl.
Okay, well, let me say this, Socrates, right?
Please.
As a Calypsonian, we know the Lord Nelson, I think, got a song named King Liar, right? And we got to reference that song in these times, man. We got to get real, honest about the situation of Nevis with that Destiny Project. I guess Africa is pointing to that in terms of when he says the Prime Minister must sign off. And these officers, man, we have to hold them to a high standard. I mean, these guys are operating like they don't have the integrity, man. I mean, why do we really, man, Socrates, bro, you and your brother sleep on the same bed. Why do you have to lie to your brother, bro, when your brother asks you a question, bro? I mean, this stuff is really out of control. We see the examples.
This is vexation of the spirit.
We see the examples around the world. We're talking about South Africa again today. And a lot of stuff that's going to come with the Destiny Project, they don't want to give us the details. They say they're going to run, they're going to govern, they're going to have the integrity when they come into office, and they're going to have the good governance agenda at hand. And we are not really seeing that happening.
The
place is getting worse and it's getting worse and worse. We're getting worse and worse with all of these scandals and all of these behind-the-scenes deals and stuff like that. It's getting worse and worse in the Federation. And who's going to stand up to this stuff?
Well,
I mean, we're being sold out right before our eyes.
Africa is saying that he don't think the Prime Minister has the gall to sign off on it.
He don't. The man is a weak leader. The man is operating like he's trying to give the Premier all the powers. And you see, they bring this law on the people, the SSC law, right? And now they want to try to bring that Destiny Project and Nevis. But it looks like these guys don't even know what they did. Because now we hear the Prime Minister, whenever the Prime Minister speaks, right, he says he don't have control over the lands and Nevis. And the Premier pointed the authority to the Prime Minister to be the last person to sign off on. That cannot be. That has created a back and forth between both of them. And then now, where is that project going to go? Is the Premier going to force this project on the people? Because it really and truly, the Constitution is what the Prime Minister is saying. The Constitution gives the Premier and the NIA the control over the Nevis lands, right?
With the pending election, Bull, with the pending election, I don't see anybody really going to say enough of that.
Okay, let me just hammer out my point there. With that said, right, if the Constitution is giving the Premier and the NIA control over their own lands, why did they bring a law to give the Prime Minister the last say to sign off on a project on Nevis? We see and we hear all the time a Sinkist man is blocking the Nevis project. So here we go. So here we go again, Socrates. I think it's band is blocking and kicking our project down the road and blocking, and the premier is now getting frustrated. But they're the ones that created this situation. They put the bill in
before we
pass a law.
let me ask you as a Nevision. Forget this Sinkers man, Nevis man blocking thing. You as a Nevision, what is your position in the whole thing? What do you have from you as a Nevision?
I am totally against that project.
Thank you very much.
The massive, I'm totally against it. The massive land grab. The whole thing about it, man, the Four Seasons now is doing the same thing. They're building out villas there. And I've heard the Premier said on his show, the Four Seasons is now, or I don't know if it was ever before, but now they're building out those villas over there. They're doing it through the public benefit option through the CBI program. So on Nevis, we're going to have Destiny one side, we're going to have Four Seasons the other side, and there is no difference between Destiny and Four Seasons. They're both taking advantage and making profit off of our land.
And for the upcoming Cultural Calypso competition, not one Calypsonian has ventured any opinion on this, not a whisper. Anyway,
and that's a shame. That's a shame. But let me get off your pity, Socrates.
I want to thank you. I want to thank Africa.
They're gonna have. Let me just say this last bit, Socrates, if you don't mind, real quickly. They're gonna have 2 more protests coming up. One in Nevis on the 10th and one in St. Kitts on the 17th. And I just want to see if the people are not going to show up. And I'm probably going to leave it there, man. Thanks a lot.
You mean like a town hall meeting?
Okay, the king.
No, it's going to be a protest in the streets.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Africa, for opening that topic.
Can I say one last thing?
Please.
Thanks again, man. You guys have a good day.
Thanks.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, the king. Lastly, the SSC legislation was a wrong thing. I don't know. It was external, and for the fact that the QC or the KC made brought it to the public's attention, it has some external choppings to it, and I think they have to live with that to see that they stable it in 2025, and now it blow back right in their faces.
Thank you for your contribution. We now take it back to our sponsors and give them the kudos. We'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
Campari. Red Passion. Embrace the mix.
Campari Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari Red Passion. Embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
Okay, our last 2 callers raised a very valid point, and it deals with about land and heritage for people. Now, King Arrow, Burl mentioned Lord Nelson with the song King Liar, but King Arrow out of Montserrat gave us a song years ago. I don't recall the title, but he spoke about holding on to your property and leaving it to your children. Now, most of the folks don't listen to Calypsonia, but this song was A New Day's Dawning, I am warning of my friends. Hold on to your property and will it to your children. We go now to South Africa, roughly about 26 years ago. Mandela was released around 1996, or thereabouts. And as Quint pointed out to me, or reminded me that there were terms and conditions surrounding his release. His struggle for a free Africa against apartheid landed him in prison for about 24 years. The folks who were in prison with him, etc., and some died, those who were still alive survived. The pushback from the free world, the Caribbean, etc., etc. Now, Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, Dick Cheney decided not to sign for Mandela's release. They branded him a terrorist. Israel was funding the white South Africans fighting against apartheid. People don't remember that. But anyway, they came up with a contrived method of releasing Mandela where he signed or agreed on a reconciliation approach. Whereas the average African was saying, we want an equal, say, more or less revenge. He was not for that, or he was conditioned not to sign on to that, but a reconciliation approach where everybody was forgiven and we go back to the table and chart the way forward. That gave those in authority a chance to craft the kind of society they wanted so that the blacks were still disenfranchised and the white retained their power. They were fearful that, like in Uganda, where Idi Amin decided that the land belonged to the people, where Mugabe also did the same. In Ghana, says, you didn't bring any land here. The land must belong to the people. You came and you stole it. Mandela's approach was peace and reconciliation. And that's the approach they took, which, from back then, empowered the foreigners, the whites and the Indians, to believe we can still do what we want. He's not chasing us out, and so the black is still left in the cold. The white South Africans still own vast majority of the land. The blacks, who are the larger population, still owns the less. So the people felt that Mandela betrayed the struggle. He was told to distance himself from Winnie. Winnie carried the struggle throughout while he was in prison. And the authorities decided, you cannot associate yourself with Winnie. So he stepped away from Winnie. They gave him a wife. And Winnie was marginalized, victimized, and ostracized, etc. So one has to look at those various aspects. So why do you think that he was this giant slayer of the apartheid movement, and he came out and the people supported him? They supported him, but they were not happy with the approach he took, the reconciliation movement. And so you find what's happening today in South Africa. Those seeds were planted back then, where those in authority still feel that they have the majority say. So whatever is the issue that causes this surge in xenophobia and they fighting against each other, it's really, really sad. And Winnie took a part in that because there were people, black South Africans, who were siding with the police. And she's said to have, there was a situation where a man was burnt, they put him in a tire, but that is how you dealt with traitors. But Mandela, to a large extent, betrayed the trust of the people by going along with this reconciliation, and he was hailed around the world. Oh, he's peaceful, he's that. Mugabe, on the other hand, wait, I'm a fan of Mugabe. And those who castigated Idi Amin didn't understand what happened with Idi Amin. Idi Amin was conditioned, he was handpicked by the British, put in place to function as a puppet. And he did not do that. They're the ones who selected Idi Amin and put him in charge of Uganda because they had to leave. So they say, okay, let's put Idi Amin in place, we can control him. They knew he was not literate, they knew that. But not a problem, we can control him. It backfired on them. And then he became this big monster. But at the time that the British controlled Uganda, he was a perfect soldier. If you wanted a village wiped out, you sent Idi Amin. So they were of the belief that we can control him from a distance. But the power went to his head, and the whole thing went south. We have a caller. We take it to the phone lines. Your 11 voices.
Yes, Secretary, this is me again.
Yes, sir.
Now, I must say, in South Africa, you have people like Julius Malema and others who are fighting against the nonsense and the wickedness and the evil that is going on right now, okay? So
That's true.
I think that part is good. That part is good. So all sides of the stories ought to be given. Now, Johnny said, I think not in this call, but in a call before, he spoke about, not Johnny, Africa, I mean. He spoke about the same xenophobia in the Caribbean, especially relating to the Haitians.
Correct.
And he's correct. He's correct with that. I agree with him with that. Lastly, Socrates, this committee that the Prime Minister spoke about, that he's waiting on, you know who it is composed of, who it is comprised of?
No. Enlighten us.
You don't think we should know?
Oh, you ask if I know, if is it public or not? I don't know.
Wait, I'm asking different questions.
The public should know.
Exactly. In the name of transparency, isn't it?
Of course.
So the mere fact that we do not know, show that this ain't good enough. And the people should, and I think the people should agitate that it be known who make up this committee. So it ain't good enough that people don't know. Okay, take care.
Yeah, interesting point. If you're forming a committee to deal with something so public and so very vital to people's life, you must have a public debate. And the officers on that particular committee, they have to be the people must know them and approve of them. I need to know who's representing me. So I don't know. This is news to me that there's a committee being formed, but the officers are not known. This is not going to fly, so I think at some point they will have to come and announce to the public who these functionaries are. But interesting. I stayed away from these topics, the whole destiny thing, because it makes no sense to me. You have a situation where the lands were bought from the residents, and when questioned why are these lands being bought up, you're saying you don't know. Then when the whole thing is revealed and the plot is in the public, one party, somebody really essential to the whole thing is saying that they don't know that the other person was buying this land. Nobody buys that. But to my mind, there was a commitment made that you can't back out from. Yeah. We take it to the phone lines. You're live on Voices. With a caller, you're live on Voices. We're waiting, but maybe you can try again from another line. Sometimes the atmosphere causes things to happen. So we're live on Voices. With a caller, are you there?
Yes, Sako.
Yes, sir.
You quoted the song from Arrow from back in the 60s.
Correct, 70s. Yes, you're right.
Where he told the people to hold on to their lands and will it for their children because the white men are coming back to take it.
So appropriate today.
No, we look at recently we had King Astro told us that for hundreds of years how we suffered, how our ancestors paved the way for us to have this land and to have control over this land and what we have. And he's telling us that basically we must hold on to these lands because what? The white man descendants are coming back to fool us again with shiny gifts and packages to entice us to take back our land.
Yep.
And he's saying that never again we should allow that to happen. The same Astro is up here supporting the Premier, encouraging us to sell out our lands.
I had a question for you, but you answered the question. Go ahead.
Okay? We had this and that tell us that we must be careful with the white man wish.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wish is to come back and to take us over. This and that is up here promoting destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So the hypocrisy of these people that they are saying to us in one breath that we must be careful, we must preserve that which we have, that which our forefathers fought for, and so that we could have something for our children and our grandchildren. And after telling us that and motivating us to do that, these people join with the premier of Nevis to promote destiny. Now, Sako, could you imagine that Johnson, Janssen, whatever his name is, he said that he came into our federation. He's a citizen of the federation for about 8 years, according to him. And he wanted to buy up the entire south of Nevis. He settled on about 1,600 acres. And he's telling us that he was buying up lands. The only realtor that was there is Mark Brantley's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Brantley is the premier of Nevis, who have to give okays and what's not. And Johnson wants to tell us that he knew that Mark Brantley's wife, who was purchasing the land on his behalf, and Mark Brantley, who is the premier of Nevis, did not have a clue what his plans were. Let us come a little bit forward. On the, I think it's the 5th of June or July last year, Mark Brantley said that he knew nothing about destiny.
Mm-hmm.
He knew nothing about any development for that part of Nevis. But Mark Brantley turned around and said that he knew about it since about June, July in 2024.
When he was saying that Nevis need more people.
Let us go. He was saying that he knew nothing about destiny. He had no idea about destiny. He didn't even discuss it with his wife. His wife never discussed with him about the selling out of these lands.
Yep.
But he, the same Mark, in 2025 said that he did not know nothing. And then turned around and said that he had discussion with the same developer since in 2024. The developer Johnson said he and Mark Brantley had discussion about this Destiny project back in 2024. So how is it that Mark wants us to know, having told us that he knew nothing, he was able to go to Parliament, knew nothing, and got the Prime Minister to sign Britain to pass his SSC law?
Remember, Douglas was also instrumental in pushing that, you know.
No, Douglas for me is the bigger disappointment.
No, he's only true to form. He wants true to form.
Yes, he's a bigger disappointment to me than even Drew. Because he presides over the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. He claimed that he believed in the legacy of Robert Bratcher. But he's betrayed Bratcher and all of those who went before us, before him. What we are saying here is that Johnson made it abundantly clear. It must be emphasized over and over that he wants a separate part of Nevis for himself and for his rich friends. And this is what this and that and Astro and Mark Brandon is supporting.
That's why I said earlier, it's cultural season, and you can get one Calypsonian over there. Those are the two most prominent. None. Silence.
And that is the disappointing thing that we have here. People are looking forward to that, to hear the voice of these Calypsonians, who over the years promoted the preservation of Nevis and Nevis culture, Nevis heritage. Now these people are on board. We are selling out our lands and our patrimony to somebody else.
They're part in power. They're part of the executive. Those two are part of the executive.
Okay. I did not know that.
Okay.
But then, there is a march, as Boyle says, coming up on the 10th in Nevis. and one coming up on the 17th in Boston. I am looking forward to be a part of both. And I am encouraging people to come out and to register
their
opposition and their opposition to this Destiny project. Because, Sako, when a man is going to come into your country to buy up a significant amount of your country, and he's saying to you that I want that part of the country separate and apart from you, the rest of the entity.
Have their own autonomy, their own police system, their own...
and they could request what they want.
Their own voting system.
But the Premier of Nevis said to me as a Nevisian that I must see Destiny as one entity and Nevis as a second or separate entity, and that we must learn to coexist with one another.
Remember Tegoman? I wrote a song years ago and gave my daughter to sing. Remember Tegoman, or Tegomanti. He invited the Europeans. Look what happened to him and his tribe. It's the same thing being replicated.
The big United States of America that we are going after, we are following, that land was owned by the native Indian people that took in the Europeans amongst them, and then the Europeans took over and oppressed them and pushed them into communes.
Hawaii also. Hawaii suffered the same fate.
Okay.
So I don't see why these leaders today, who have the doctorates and the this and that being the name, can be so stupid. It's nothing short of stupidity. Because that story you related can't fool a child. How could you not know when your wife was buying up property on behalf of this company? You are the premier, the minister of finance. How do you not know? So you're saying that Nevisians are stupid. We can pull the wool over their eye anytime. And your Calypsonians, who you listen to often, are now supporting it. One of the biggest artists, graphic artist, is also in strong support of it. He's all about heritage. But your biggest graphic artist is also in support of Destiny.
Quint normally quote Marcus Garvey that says a people who do not know their history
is destined.
Are destined to repeat that history. And we are heading back there. And I'm not saying that Mark Brantley do not know our history. Mark Brantley is grifting up the lands of Nevis because he and his entire family, his wife and him, are set to make off with a killing out of this deal. This has nothing to do with the people of Nevis. It has everything to do what is in there for him to fulfill his greed. And this is the reality, and people must understand that.
Okay.
The last thing I'm going to say is because he loved to compare it with Four Seasons. When Four Seasons came here, Four Seasons, the people who wanted to set up this hotel, came and they met with the people of Nevis and promote their own hotel, what they want, development. The government didn't have to do this. In this case, we have not seen Johnson anywhere. Johnson has not presented himself to us in the public at no time. So he doesn't see it fit to interact with us, the people of Nevis, and for us to look him straight in his face and to put questions to him.
Did he speak about the crime of the country or the supposed crime of the country?
He said that St. Kitts Nevis is high crime. That's why he wants his own for himself, because St. Kitts Nevis is a high crime country.
Yeah.
And so he wants his own for him to have his security by himself.
His own police.
He says also that he does not trust government. Government should be treated as criminals.
Yep.
Like how you treat murderers and rapists. And a man is coming into your country, go tell you that I do not trust the government.
With that attitude, declared position, and you're going to bring him in and invite him and tell the people of Nevis, sell the land, invite him because development?
Yes. That's what they're trying to tell us. the disrespect and the disregard that he has shown to us before he gets what he wants. You could imagine what he's going to do when he gets what he wants?
Because he no money pass. And he feels that they're obligated because they already took his money.
I am in agreement with you, because one of the things that they put out early is that even before we found out about destiny, one of the things that they said that they've been looking for years to get their own, the world's first libertarian country, and that they paid a government lots of money.
Okay.
And then they said later on, they didn't tell us the government, they said later on it will be revealed. Now it has been revealed that it's Nevis. I'm trying to think it's Nevis. So you're right, lots of money has been passed according to them.
And that is the pressure being put on Douglas to sign on, not Douglas. Should to sign on because money pass.
Money pass. Right? Listen, Socrates, do as much as you can do to encourage the people to come out and to stand in solidarity for our islands, our country, because I'll tell you something. If destiny takes off in Nevis,
it's not going to happen.
Think it will be the next target.
I know, no. That is where Double D is involved, because he want to put one down by White Gate. That's his plan ultimately. To push Drew into a trap. Then sit back and drink water, and then get one after Nevis down for White Gate. We now have to go to our sponsors to say thanks and pay respect. Thank you for your call and your contribution.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
More than 42 million cars from 19 different car companies are being recalled for faulty airbag inflators. Repairs are fast, easy, and free. The problem isn't with the airbag, it's with the airbag inflator. Because the inflator can rupture, shooting shrapnel through the airbag, which can cause serious injury or even death. Don't risk it, fix it.
Please contact TDC Automotive Division to find out if your Toyota vehicle is affected by the Takata airbag recall. Visit or call us at 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis.
Campari. Red Passion. Embrace the mix.
Campari Red Passion, full action, this is Red Passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink. Campari Red Passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari Red Passion. Embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
The new Vita Malt bottle is here, and it's returnable. So don't throw it away, bring it back for cash. Return your empties to your local Carib Brewery Depot and distribution trucks in St. Kitts and Nevis. Vita Malt. Enjoy it. Return it. Let's keep St. Kitts and Nevis clean.
To Rosemary, Savannah, Joey, and Manifa, thank you for joining us. I know you're up there in New York City, and I'm happy that you just stay tuned. So, Joey, I'm still waiting to hear from you. Whenever, give us a call. We go back to the phone lines. Go there, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes, the king. You see this thing about the bag, the money that been passed, the 30 pieces of silver.
It's so sad.
It is a plague. It is a plague, the king. But let me ask you this, the king. Now, I think, I don't know if I misheard what you said about the unity of Africa. But let me ask you this question. Africa had empires. Africa has had kingdoms and queendoms. Africa has the pyramids. Now, do you think to construct all these things that was in the continent, they were unity? They were united when all of these things were done?
Not necessarily. There was vast civilizations. In any rising civilization, you will have conflict, even with your neighbors. You had the Arab slave trade, all those interruptions, but Africa thrived. It was established. And so any developed nation is part of the gang rape of Africa. But as a continent, pre-colonial influence, we were not totally united. We had warring tribes and fighting against each other. So we were not one united unit throughout.
Now, what I'm gearing at is this, the king. Now, I was saying, right, that if the civilization of humanity began in Africa, and with all that was established within that continent, before migration, I mean, here is it, the king, we don't know what the population of that civilization were in its existence.
We migrated across many oceans, but for many, we did. For many biblical explanation, because they speak about the continent, even though it's not recognized as such, there were battles.
Now, the thing is this. This is what I'm trying to point out, the king.
Mm-hmm.
Now, follow my thoughts here.
I'll be quiet.
Let me say, according to what we know from the book to reality or to facts, by evidence of what was constructed. Now, we are talking about what became humanity. Spirit became flesh. It was on the African continent. Now, surely there had to have been a form of communication. So, in as much as we're going to say, well, there were 12 tribes, there were a form of communication, a linguistic, because when spirit became flesh, they had to communicate. The universe in itself was sound, frequency, and vibration. When spirit descended to become flesh in humanity, it was in the African continent. So they had their form of communication. Within that space, they have constructed empires, pyramids, queendoms and kingdom, and even the Sphinx. Now, when did Africa start to migrate, or from where did they start to be in disagreement? I can't speak of that, the king, but I have to make my foundation on there were unity in order for them to construct what they did within the empires, the kingdom and queendom, the pyramids, or were they enslaved? Help me out here, king.
For over 700 years, the Moors, Africans, conquered Spain. Over 700 years, Africa conquered and ruled Spain and most of Europe.
Yes,
we had 400 years of enslavement. Europeans invaded, and the slave trade, well, the Atlantic slave trade. Compare 700 years of Africans ruling, civilizing, or bringing civilization to Europe, Spain, etc., to 400 years of enslavement. We were not all just victims. We were a thriving development, and you'll have your ups and downs. 700 years of conquest.
The king, just a moment. The question I'm asking you is this. Now, you're telling me about what the Moors did in Europe, but
Africans.
Yes, I know that. What I'm saying is this, the king. The Sphinx, the pyramids, the empires of Africa were built within the African continent.
That is correct.
No. So, are we saying that they were disunited when they constructed those places?
No.
Those structures?
I am talking about 400 years of African development. Disruption of our development is a disruption. When you compare it, it's a disruption of African cultural, spiritual, water development. We are now claiming ourselves in 8 years. 8 years from now, we should be observing the 200th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, which was done up at what's the plantation there by the airport? Golden Rock. That is where the Emancipation Proclamation was read. 8 years from now, we'll be celebrating 200 years since that. How do we gauge our development since then? From 1834 to 1834? Yeah. To 2034. It will be 200 years. How do we gauge our development so we were not always victim, but on a continent as vast as Africa? You didn't have all the many different languages and cultures and this and that and that. Yes, please.
Well, you see, there's a lot of things that we have to take into account.
Yeah,
because,
Africa, and Socrates.
This is Journey.
Yeah, Journey. Sorry,
okay.
Socrates. What Socrates is saying, Africa, and I'm understanding is this Journey. Yeah, is this. Africa was never united as Africa. But you're right, Journey. In that part that is called Egypt, there had to be a unity. So,
right.
so even though Socrates isn't denying it, what he's saying is at no time was Africa itself completely united. So you're both right. But it's just that Journey was, Socrates wasn't too clear on how he explained it. So that's why I asked to interject.
Yeah, I appreciate your interjection, Quint, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Because you see, hence I say we have to unite and we have to also become knowledgeable of who we were, who we are. Because without those who were before us, they wouldn't have been us. And here we are. We are going along. We are going along because we are lacking. We are not going back. And Quint, going back, I don't know how far we need to go back. The point I'm making is this. We are missing that this is what was done. Now, when you look at the destroyers that came and destroy and take things and now take ownership, they took ownership of what they met within the African continent.
You see the point that Socrates made about the Moors civilizing Europe. That was a valid point because he was also saying that yes, there was a unified African period there where Africans were so unified that they could teach a people a culture. But look what we got from it. We gave them development and they enslaved us. So he was also right on that.
Well, that's a story for another discussion because for the life of me, Quint, I still don't understand how, with all this, the cosmic energy that our ancestors had then, I mean, here we are swallowing all that Jesus did, all the miracles, and all of that came from our ancient African who were cosmic beings.
Listen.
Which we are today, but we are lacking. And one of the areas in our lacking is because here we are today, we have chosen death because we are feeding ourselves with flesh.
It is
we're not eating we're not eating alkaline food that would nourish and make us cosmic beings to ascend. This is deep, guys, but we are lacking.
It is. But human nature is the same throughout humans' recorded history. Take St. Kitts.
Well, when other people are saying America first, Journey is saying Africa for Africans globally first.
I have no problem with
and
that.
I'm not saying this with animosity or hate.
No, of course not. Of course not. That's not your platform.
It came from us. But we have to fix ourselves before, because we need fixing. We seriously need fixing. And we can only do that from within, nothing external.
Okay, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Take the little St. Kitts. Are we united? We're not really, because you find one administration built Port Zante, opened up the Southeastern Peninsula, and brought some economic development to St. Kitts, etc. But for 20 years, during another administration, no primary, secondary, or high school student learned anything about the first administration. It was denied. So a lot of those students don't know about the contribution of the first, I won't say the first, but the administration that took us in independence and built all these major economic pillars that we're still dependent upon today. It was a flaw, it was a tragedy not to teach anything about the Simmons administration. Right? Within little small trinkets, even though we see development, there's this unity. So when you have this situation where you're never really fully united of mind and focus and purpose, you'll have that. So even so, I'm on radio, I'll call it back. Even so on the continent, we had the various interests, economic, cultural, different, that was not on the same page. It was too vast to have that one sense of purpose. So we would have left a stamp on humanity. I see the Atlantic slave trade as an interruption of Africa's overall development. The mechanisms are in place to make us feel that we are an inferior people. In this enlightening age, we are debunking that. I'm saying in the Caribbean, we should look at the fact that we are fast approaching 200 years since the Emancipation Proclamation was read up at Bird Rock Estate. And where are we today? Looking back, looking forward, we don't have any conversation that deals with that, addresses that. So our people development, our mannerism, why a man have 20 women, this and that, there are causations for that, came out of plantation practices, but we have not had a conversation. So journey, until we have that conversation, even starting in our own little backyard, we can't fix Africa. We don't have a platform from Voices, this radio station, to reach the people over there. There's a language barrier, all the various things, but we're hopeful, we are proud, we are Afrocentric, and we appreciate your thing. One last call today, your 11 Voices.
Yeah, I just called the correct status. You said that the Emancipation Proclamation was that Boardwalk Estate.
Sorry. Golden Rock.
Okay.
Golden Rock, yes.
I'm going to ship it a bit. I recently called into the breakfast program.
You got a minute, actually. You got a minute because we have to break for the Million Newscast, so please.
Yeah, and I was talking about down Brimstone Hill. You could mention it down there where we smell the gas.
The sulfur.
And I'm wondering, what's it going to take for down there to develop into a nice natural spa with little lolos, little bars and souvenir shops around it? Mm-hmm. You know, something similar to what is in Posante, where it could be done with a pool and everything, that when the guests come to the island, some of them now take excursions on boat, come down the coast, and they come straight there to have spend the day.
Sulphur
or
Spring.
Some of them use taxis and whatnot.
Sulphur Spring, okay. That's going to take a little more time. If you have the time to come in the studio, let's have a discussion. But in the meantime, thanks all callers and viewers for their participation. We do have to break at this point now to present the WinFM's Midday Newscast. Thank you. I'm out of here.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. If you need cash in a flash with now, no need to fuss, leave it to us. When you need cash in a flash, no need to fuss, leave it to us. Hear me now. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now. Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Well,
surprises your way, Now's here to help. Whether it's for an urgent bill payment, home improvements, or unexpected health expenses, or even that last-minute holiday trip, with Now, you get cash in a flash, approved in just 24 hours.
Approved in a day, yeah, yeah. Some money on the way, yeah, yeah. Approved in a day, oh, yeah, you know it's coming. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, so fast you won't believe it. Now loans, cash at the speed of life, right now, right now.
A loan product powered by National Bank.